Greek mythology. Greek mythology is one of the most influential mythologies in history, shaping literature, philosophy, and art for centuries. At its core, it's a collection of stories about gods, heroes, and humans that explore universal themes like love, power, fate, and morality. The Greek pantheon is led by Zeus, the king of the gods, who rules from Mount Olympus alongside deities like Athena, wisdom, Poseidon, pose, and Aphrodite, love. These gods are portrayed as powerful but deeply flawed, often driven by jealousy, ambition, and passion. Their stories reveal the complexities of human nature, making them relatable and timeless. Greek myths also include epic tales of heroes like Hercules, who performed incredible feats, and Odysseus, whose journey home from the Trojan War is chronicled in the Odyssey. These stories reflect the values of courage, ingenuity, and perseverance, while also highlighting the consequences of hubris and defiance of the gods. Greek mythology endures because it captures the essence of humanity, our strengths, weaknesses, and eternal search for meaning. It serves as a mirror, reflecting both our potential and our flaws. Norse mythology. Norse mythology comes from the ancient Norse people of Scandinavia and is rich with stories of gods, giants, and cosmic battles. Its tales are centered around themes of fate, honor, and the inevitability of death. At the heart of Norse mythology is Yggdrasil, the world tree that connects the 9 realms, including Asgard, home of the gods, and Midgard, Earth. The gods, led by Odin, the wise and enigmatic Allfather, prepare for Ragnarok, the prophesied end of the world where even they are doomed to fall. Thor, the god of thunder, and Loki, the trickster, are among the most famous figures. Their adventures range from humorous to tragic, reflecting the unpredictable nature of life. Norse mythology doesn't shy away from acknowledging life's hardships, but celebrates resilience and bravery in the face of them. These stories remind us that while life is fleeting, how we face challenges defines our legacy. It's a mythology that inspires both courage and humility.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more topics you love.
Roman mythology. Roman mythology shares much with Greek mythology, as the Romans adapted many Greek gods and myths to fit their own culture. However, Roman myths emphasize values like duty, discipline, and loyalty, reflecting the Roman Empire's priorities. The gods of Roman mythology include Jupiter, Zeus's counterpart, Venus, Aphrodite, and Mars, Ares. Unlike the Greeks, who often depicted their gods as deeply flawed, the Romans portrayed theirs as embodiments of virtues that upheld their society. Roman mythology also includes foundational legends, such as the story of Romulus and Remus, the twin brothers raised by a she-wolf who founded Rome. This tale highlights themes of sacrifice, ambition, and the birth of a great civilization. Roman myths served as tools of propaganda, reinforcing the power of the state and the emperor. They remind us of how mythology can be used not just to explain the world, but to shape societal values and identity. Hindu mythology. Hindu mythology is a vast and intricate tapestry of stories deeply embedded in the religious and cultural fabric of India. It explores themes of creation, destruction, and the eternal cycle of life through gods like Vishnu, the preserver, Shiva, the creator, and Brahma, the creator. The epic tales of the Mahabharata and the Ramayana are central to Hindu mythology. They are not just stories, but lessons on morality, dharma, righteousness, and the struggles of human existence. For example, the Bhagavad Gita, part of the Mahabharata, is a philosophical discourse on duty and the nature of life. Hindu myths also emphasize the interconnectedness of all things. The concept of karma, or actions and their consequences, runs through these stories, encouraging personal responsibility and spiritual growth. Hindu mythology teaches that life is a journey towards self-realization and unity with the divine. Its stories inspire not just belief, but a way of living. Egyptian mythology. Egyptian mythology is deeply tied to the natural cycles of the Nile River and the afterlife. Its gods, like Ra, the sun god, Osiris, god of the afterlife, and Isis, goddess of motherhood, represent fundamental aspects of life, death, and rebirth. One of the most famous myths is the story of Osiris, who was killed by his brother Set, but resurrected by his wife Isis. This tale symbolizes renewal and the eternal cycle of life, themes that are central to Egyptian belief. The Egyptians also placed great importance on the afterlife. They believed that living a virtuous life and preserving the body through mummification would ensure a peaceful journey to the afterlife. The Book of the Dead guided souls through the challenges they might face. Egyptian mythology reminds us of humanity's quest to understand death and find meaning in the cycles of nature. Its stories are a testament to our enduring hope for immortality. Celtic mythology. Celtic mythology is rooted in the traditions of ancient Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, with a focus on nature, magic, and heroism. It features a rich pantheon of gods and legendary figures such as the Dagda, a powerful god of fertility and wisdom, and Morrigan, the mysterious goddess of fate and battle. The myths often center around the Tuatha Dé Danann, a race of supernatural beings who are said to have ruled Ireland before being defeated by mortal tribes. These stories blend the mystical with the earthly, creating a world where magic and humanity coexist. Celtic mythology also includes epic tales of warriors like Cuchulainn, whose strength and tragic fate are legendary. These stories emphasize the importance of courage, honor, and the interconnectedness of people and the land. This mythology teaches us to respect nature's power and recognize the magic in the everyday. It's a celebration of the mysterious and the heroic. Aztec mythology. Aztec mythology is deeply intertwined with the beliefs and practices of the Aztec Empire, emphasizing themes of creation, sacrifice, and cosmic balance. Central to their mythology is the idea that the universe operates in cycles, each overseen by different gods and marked by cataclysmic endings. The Aztecs believed that the current world, the fifth sun, was created after 4 previous worlds were destroyed. The sun god, Tonatiuh, required constant human sacrifice to maintain his strength and keep the world functioning. This belief justified the practice of ritual sacrifice, which played a significant role in Aztec society. Quetzalcoatl, the feathered serpent god, is one of the most prominent deities in Aztec mythology. He is associated with creation, learning, and fertility. Another key figure is Huitzilopochtli, the god of war and the sun, who symbolize the empire's expansionist ambitions. The myths also include vivid creation stories, like how the gods sacrificed themselves to bring light to the world, or how Quetzalcoatl ventured into the underworld to retrieve the bones of past humans, shaping them into the people of the fifth sun. Aztec mythology highlights the interconnectedness of life and death, reflecting their deep respect for cosmic balance. It's a profound reminder of humanity's quest to understand its place in the universe and the sacrifices deemed necessary to sustain it. Mayan mythology. Mayan mythology is a sophisticated and complex system of beliefs centered around the cycles of time, cosmic order, and humanity's role in the universe. The Popol Vuh, a sacred text, serves as the cornerstone of Mayan myths, chronicling the creation of the world and the adventures of heroic deities. According to Mayan mythology, the gods created humanity multiple times. Their first attempts with mud and wood failed, but they succeeded with maize, the staple crop of the Mayan people. This connection to maize reflects the Mayans' deep relationship with nature and agriculture. The hero twins, Hunahpu and Xbalanque, are central figures in Mayan mythology. Their journey to the underworld, Xibalba, involves overcoming challenges set by the gods of death. Their ultimate victory symbolizes the triumph of life and renewal over darkness and despair. Mayan myths also emphasize celestial events and the intricate Mayan calendar. The movements of the sun, moon, and stars were seen as divine messages, influencing rituals and decisions. Their belief in cyclical time underlines the idea of endless rebirth and renewal. This mythology reminds us of humanity's timeless fascination with the cosmos and its connection to daily life. The Mayans' profound respect for balance in nature offers insights into sustainable living and harmony. Chinese mythology. Chinese mythology is a rich tapestry of stories reflecting cosmic harmony, morality, and the relationship between humans and the divine. It features a vast array of gods, mythical creatures, and legendary figures deeply embedded in Chinese culture. At the center of Chinese mythology is the concept of yin and yang, representing balance and duality in the universe. The creation myth often begins with Pangu, the primordial giant who shaped the heavens and the earth. Upon his death, his body transformed into the elements of the natural world. The Jade Emperor, the ruler of heaven, is one of the most revered deities, presiding over the celestial court. The mythology also includes stories of Guan Yin, the goddess of mercy, and the Monkey King, Sun Wukong, whose adventures in Journey to the West explore themes of redemption, mischief, and enlightenment. Chinese myths frequently emphasize moral lessons, such as the importance of filial piety, justice, and harmony. They are also closely tied to festivals and traditions, like the story of Chang'e, the moon goddess, which is celebrated during the Mid-Autumn Festival. This mythology offers profound insights into balance, responsibility, and the interplay between humanity and the cosmos. Its enduring relevance reflects the timelessness of its teachings. Japanese mythology. Japanese mythology is primarily rooted in Shinto beliefs, emphasizing the sacredness of nature and the divine origins of Japan. It features a pantheon of kami, or spirits, who inhabit natural elements, objects, and ancestors. The creation myth begins with Izanagi and Izanami, the divine couple who birthed the islands of Japan and many of its gods. Their story reflects themes of creation, loss, and renewal, particularly when Izanami dies and Izanagi journeys to the underworld to retrieve her, only to return alone. Amaterasu, the sun goddess, is a central figure in Japanese mythology. She represents light, order, and life, and her descendants are believed to include Japan's imperial family. Her conflict with her brother Susanoo, the storm god, highlights the balance between chaos and harmony. Japanese myths also include stories of heroic figures like Yamato Takeru and supernatural creatures like the kitsune fox spirits and yokai, which embody the mysterious and unpredictable aspects of the world. Japanese mythology reflects the deep connection between humans and nature, emphasizing respect, purity, and balance. Its enduring influence is evident in Japanese culture, from art and literature to rituals and festivals. Slavic mythology. Slavic mythology is deeply rooted in nature, duality, and the cycles of life. It emerged from the beliefs of ancient Slavic peoples in Eastern Europe, who saw the world as a balance between opposing forces like life and death, light and dark, and order and chaos. The supreme god in Slavic mythology is Perun, the god of thunder, war, and justice. He represents strength and the heavens, often clashing with Vels, the god of the underworld, earth, and cattle. Their eternal conflict symbolizes the balance between celestial and terrestrial forces. Slavic mythology is rich with supernatural creatures such as the domovoi, household spirits believed to protect homes, and rusalki, water nymphs associated with beauty and danger. These beings reflect the Slavs' intimate relationship with their environment, imbuing rivers, forests, and fields with spiritual significance. Seasonal cycles and agricultural rituals also play a vital role in Slavic myths. Festivals like Kupala Night, celebrated around the summer solstice, honor fertility, love, and the life-giving power of nature. The myths are steeped in symbolism, connecting the human experience to the rhythms of the natural world. Slavic mythology reminds us of the importance of harmony with nature and the power of storytelling to preserve cultural identity. Its influence persists in Eastern European folklore, traditions, and literature. Sumerian mythology. Sumerian mythology, one of the world's oldest, comes from ancient Mesopotamia and provides the foundation for many later myths in the Near East. The Sumerians believed in a pantheon of gods who controlled natural forces and human destiny, including Enlil, the god of air, and Inanna, the goddess of love and war. One of the most famous Sumerian myths is the Epic of Gilgamesh, which tells the story of King Gilgamesh's quest for immortality. This epic explores themes of friendship, loss, and the human condition, emphasizing that mortality gives life meaning. Sumerian mythology also includes creation stories, such as how the gods created humans from clay to serve them. These myths often reflect the harsh realities of life in Mesopotamia, such as the importance of agriculture and the unpredictable nature of floods and droughts. The myths emphasize the interconnectedness of gods, humans, and the environment. They remind us that ancient peoples sought to explain their world through storytelling, laying the groundwork for religious and cultural traditions that followed. Inca Mythology. Inca mythology centers around harmony with nature and the cosmos, reflecting the deep spiritual beliefs of the Inca civilization in the Andes. The sun god Inti was their most important deity, symbolizing life, warmth, and the ruler's divine lineage. Creation myths play a central role in Inca mythology. One prominent story involves Viraricha, the creator god, who formed humans from stone and brought order to the chaotic world. Another myth tells how Manco Capac and Mama Ocla, sent by Inti, emerged from Lake Titicaca to establish the Inca Empire. The Incas believed in an intricate cosmology divided into three realms: Hananpaka, the upper world; Kepaka, the earthly world; and Ukupaka, the underworld. These realms were interconnected, with mountains, rivers, and sacred sites known as hukas serving as bridges between them. Inca mythology emphasizes balance and reciprocity. values that guided their agricultural practices and governance. It teaches us about living in harmony with nature and respecting the interconnectedness of all things. African mythology. African mythology is incredibly diverse, reflecting the continent's vast cultural and geographical diversity. Central themes include morality, community, and the relationship between humans and the divine. One well-known figure is Anansi, the trickster spider god from West African mythology. Anansi's stories teach lessons about wit, resourcefulness, and the consequences of greed. Another prominent deity is Nyame, the sky god, who oversees creation and cosmic order in Akan mythology. Many African myths explain natural phenomena and human behavior. For example, the Yoruba creation story involves the god Obatala shaping humans from clay, and the trickster god Eshu facilitating communication between humans and the divine. African mythology also emphasizes the importance of ancestors. Spirits of the deceased are believed to guide and protect the living, maintaining a strong connection between generations. Rituals and ceremonies often honor these ancestors, ensuring harmony within the community. These myths highlight the rich oral traditions of African cultures, preserving wisdom and values for future generations. They remind us of the universal need to explain the world while celebrating the uniqueness of each culture's perspective. Aboriginal Australian Mythology. Aboriginal Australian mythology, often called the Dreamtime, is a deeply spiritual worldview that explains the origins of the world, humanity, and the interconnectedness of all living things. Unlike many other mythologies, Dreamtime stories are not confined to the past. They are timeless, existing in the present and future. The Dreamtime stories describe how ancestral beings created the land, rivers, animals, and people. These beings, such as the rainbow serpent, left behind sacred sites that are still revered today. Each story is tied to specific places, forming a spiritual map of the land. A key concept in Aboriginal mythology is the idea of oneness. People, animals, and the environment are all connected, and harmony comes from respecting this balance. The stories teach lessons about respect, survival, and responsibility to the community and the land. Aboriginal myths also emphasize oral tradition, ensuring knowledge is passed down through generations. They provide a profound sense of identity and belonging, celebrating the relationship between humans and the natural world. These myths remind us of the wisdom in seeing ourselves as part of a larger ecosystem where every action impacts the whole.